Alright, me lovers, welcome back to the little corner of YouTube that is my channel. I hope you're doing alright. So today, what am I going to do? I'm going to sort out some plants that just look absolutely sorry for themselves. I'm going to do it on the floor. I'm hoping this gives like a Trisha Paytas kitchen floor moment. I did think about doing it on the table, but I just really can't be bothered to do it on the table. I've also done it again where I've like hoovered the house, and I'm about to like make utter chaotic mess on the floor, which is fun for me. And I've moved the rug out the way, so I at least protect the rug a little bit. Because I've cleaned and hoovered and stuff, my nose is a bit blocked because I react really badly to house dust. I don't know if anyone else is the same, but I've been so sneezy. And I've tried to open the windows, but little Jam escape artist is trying to slinky her way out of the window, which is really annoying. So I can't have the windows open too much, and it doesn't even have that safety latch feature that I can't, because like my previous place had that and she couldn't get out. And I can have the windows open like a little bit and she doesn't try, but for some reason the window that's here, when I opened that, she was like, I'm gonna try and get out of this. Absolutely annoying. Anyway, so oh, look what I got as like a side note before I do anything. I got another Exotara and to do a project I can't afford yet, and it's probably going to sit for ages. But I went to a car boot sale, and the lovely person who was a regular at my work was selling it. And I was like, girl, you tell me how much that is, because if it's a good deal, I am picking it up, because these guys are expensive. She was like, for you, a £5. I was like, say less. And I picked it up for a £5. It does, I believe, have a crack on the back because she's put tape on the back of it, but that's the back. You can't see the back, and we can fill it up, sort it out, you know, kind of thing, ordeal when it gets to it. So that's going to be in the way of this video. Maybe I'll move it out of the way quickly. And now I have more floor space to cry on when it comes to it. Anyway, plants, a couple of plants in question. I do have an idea for the syngonium, and I need to get the other syngonium, but this is my philodendron painted lady. There was a period where I was like, do you know what, I'm kind of over it now. I'm kind of over this plant. It's a bit, you know, but I have to hand it to her. She is thriving in my window that gets so much light. Like, look at that. But that is kind of... So my idea to sort this out, I should say, is to put it on a moss pole and actually give it a support, because, like, what is this? But I don't want to have a moss pole for the whole thing, because that's huge. And I don't think I want to have that much of a big moss pole. But she's got loads of, like, big aerial roots right here. So I'm thinking of propping her and then starting her a new game. From there, what I'll do with the rest, I have no idea, and that's not a thing I'm willing to think of right now. But what I can stomach is cutting it and putting it on a new moss pole. So I should probably cut it first, so it has some time to slightly callus over before I put it in a place where it might rot. So that might be a good idea. Let me get my... I'm doing another little dance on my floor to get my scissors. She got moves, you know. I cleaned my Nawaki scissors because they were terrible, and I'm really, really bad at remembering to clean them, but I cleaned them finally. So I'm gonna cut here, because look at all of that rootage right there, and she's growing. What can we yap about today? Let's yap about everything. No, I don't know. I know. How I make moss poles is with a acetate D-shape thingy, and then I also get like this grid wire stuff. I'm so good at describing things. I probably will use this one. I did think about, I do want to, and this is gonna like be making a moss pole right now kind of be a bit obsolete, because what the hell am I doing? Because I wanted to change my moss poles from being acetate like this to a D-shape gutter pipe because that's more rigid. So why am I doing this? No, I will keep to this for now because this is more accessible right now. But I do want to change to a guttering, only because guttering is more stable than this. This is great, this is fine, but I can only ever get, you know, acetate so big, and if every time I stack it, it just starts to like twist, and it's not the most stable of things. So it's good, but if you have a plant that's like growing really quickly, then it's not good, basically, because they don't like to stack very well unless you get long bits of acetate. But the good thing about acetate is that it looks prettier, maybe, and the light can get to the moss, and I've had good experiences when the light then allows the moss to turn green and it starts growing itself, and that's kind of nice. But I do want to do guttering, so I'm just gonna pack moss into this moss pole. So what things I have learned about moss poles is that the more moss you have in your moss pole, the longer it's going to stay moist for, and that makes your life so much easier when it's like that, to be honest. And I know a lot of people don't like moss poles because there can be a lot of maintenance, and you know, fair enough, they can be, but they're also really rewarding. With that said, the chicken wire thing to the acetate. See, this is where I like, oh God, piercing holes and guttering might be kind of complicated. But I just see in the long run it just being so much better. But I don't know at the same time. Anyway, so what can I yap about? I'm gonna yap about the fact I have got a new job, which I am very excited about. I had a little bit of change of plans with the job I was doing. You know, some things happened, and we're just gonna do something different. Kind of sad how things ended up the way they are, but you kind of learn in life, some things happen for a reason, and it leads you on to other better and bigger things, which is really fun and exciting. And I think a lot of the stress I was having was like hindering my fatigue and my sleepiness, because like just stress levels and just not sleeping. I have since had just some like time to myself, which has been really lovely. I have been feeling a bit lost because I think because of my ADHD brain, I rely so heavily on structure and routines. And I think because I haven't had much of a routine, I don't know how to relax. I've never known how to relax, really, because I can't just sit there and do nothing. It's kind of forced me to kind of chill out a little bit, which has been nice at times. It means I've had a better time to try and film and get some videos done, but also I keep putting it off, even though I enjoy it so much. I put it off, which is stupid. It's not stupid, it's just brain. Do you know what's so annoying is that I had my ADHD test. They say, congrats, you've got ADHD, great. Oh yeah, and you can get the medication now because you're diagnosed, but you're gonna have to wait 6 months for it. Oh, fantastic, thank you very much. Great, because you know, people I know who's taken this medication have said it's life-changing and it's really helped a lot of their symptoms. But yeah, no, I'm having the most difficulty with them to get this medication. They keep asking like, They want like some GP summaries, and I'm getting that GP summary, but they're saying it's wrong because it's like 1 out of 35 pages and they want the whole 35 pages, but like what they're being presented with is everything they need to know, like my allergies and stuff. Ugh, and it's really, really frustrating because I need them to talk to my GP directly or something, because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, like what they want from me. And on top of that, they now know I do have ADHD, and it's like, well, this isn't like helpful for someone who has ADHD and doesn't know how to do this stuff. And like I ring them and it's not the same person who's like dealing with my case, or they don't talk to each other. I don't know. It's just like, it's just been a bit of a nightmare, and I need to call them up and kind of give off a little bit, which I don't like doing, but at the same time, this is like, I want my meds. I want my meds for this because they said it will help me. So it's like, it's been feeling like such a slap in the face when it's like, okay, yeah, we know what the issue is, but we're not going to give you your medication to help it. So I need to call them and kind of be like, this is like affecting me really badly now, and you're going to have to help me out here, because you can't, you've literally given me the diagnosis. And from your platform, you should understand that this kind of diagnosis affects people and how they do stuff. And talking to other people who've used this service, they've never had this kind of issue. They've said it's been quite straightforward. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong to, you know, make this happen so much harder. Anyway, it will get sorted eventually, and I'll get the medication eventually. I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting, because I'm hoping it will come soon, because I just kind of want it now. Anyway, so that is my moss poles, how I do moss poles. It's quite fat, that. So, oh, it's really heavy as well when it's like full of water. I'm not sure on like the 3D printed ones. I don't feel like they hold enough moss in there, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. But I'm also like a person who goes, why would I pay for that when I can make it myself? Even though I can't make a 3D printed one myself, but you know what I mean. And yeah, I think these are the easiest ones to keep moist all the time without having to like go overboard with humidity and or whatnot, you know what I mean. So now that's on. What I don't have is Velcro tape, and you kind of need Velcro tape for this. So I kind of want it, if I do it that way, then at least it's going to contact that. Let me see if I have, oh, what we'll do, we'll pinch it from another plant that doesn't need it right now. All right, we are going to attach you to this pole, whether you like it or not. You are now prisoner. You are now a prisoner on this moss pole. Try and redirect some of the roots into the moss. And this is going to grow out this moss pole really quickly, which is the annoying thing. So they always do. They always grow out the moss pole so quickly. Oh look, there's some tape in here. Ah, new one as well. Nice. Here we go. Here we go then. Let's put you on, lad. That's a good lad. There we go. It's on a moss pole. Now to put it in a pot. Right. Now I've got me I've got me pots. I've got me soil. This is the anthurium mix, but it doesn't really matter. Only because it's on a moss pole. It's not really going in this soil, like the roots. So, no. This is where I make the most mess, and I get really annoyed at myself. So I need a bit more than that. I am probably going to put her back into the window that she was on, only because she's obviously loving that window because of how well it's thriving. So, I really don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of it. Well, it looks like I'm going to have some painted lady cuttings available. I don't have as many philodendrons as I used to, and I miss that. I love phillos. I think they're such a great plant. And why I don't have many anymore is because at the wrong time I could have done it because of Morven. I cut up my Florida Beauty, my Florida Ghost, I cut up my Majestic, I cut up my Splendid, but I cut them all up. And I don't know why I did it, because I had no attention to look after those cuttings, and they all kind of went to absolute rubbish. And then I don't have those plants anymore, and that's really sad. Like, the Florida Beauty I had was genuinely a beauty. It was gorgeous, and why the hell I did that and now not have one, I don't know. And my ghost was fantastic. It was really mature. It was beautiful. I cut it up. I cut that thing up. I was I'm so annoyed at myself. Anyway, it's okay. I can always get another one, and I probably will, because I miss having all of my phillos. I've got my Splendid still on a pole. It's just not growing. Ever since I cut it up, it's just not growing at all. It's like absolutely hating me. It's starting to have some growth, but still. My dreams of being Sydney plant guy goes out the window more and more every day. And it probably went out the window like a few days, like a year ago. But there we go. Painted lady. She's back on a pole. She used to be on a pole, and then I took her off the pole, and then never. And yeah. That is just what kind of happened. So, painted lady, she's back where she was. The other plant I've looked at for a while, and I've gone, I should probably sort that out, is my syngonium elbow. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do, to be honest. I don't know whether to take it out, put it on a new moss pole. And I was thinking maybe combining it with my syngonium panda. I've got a cutting of this panda in my IKEA cabinet, and it's really enjoying it. But this panda, they're meant to be like a little bit more variegated than this, but it's not. So I think it's reverted, but I'm wondering if I put the two together, have them growing together on a moss pole. Oh, well, this is answering this already because it is literally just snapped on itself. Thanks for that. Syngoniums, like, they have fallen so out of love. Like, not many people have syngoniums anymore, which is really sad, because they are really pretty when they mature. So I'm wondering whether to... Well, if I've cut that off, so actually it's made the decision for me. It's cut itself off. And I'm wondering, now do I do this one as well? Like that. And we put it on a new... There we go. Woo, look at that root. Look at these new leaves. It is growing again. It had a period of like not doing anything, but it is starting to grow again, which is nice. We'll give them a nice big moss pole, because because I'm feeling very generous right now. I've also feel like I'm trying to deal with falling back in love with my plants as well recently. I don't know if it was because my job previously, I was surrounded by them all the time. It kind of took away a lot of the love I had for it and the passion and the drive for my own collection. Not in houseplants in general, because I think, you know, I would always like them, but my own houseplants in general. Like, I don't even have a wish list anymore. I don't have a wish list anymore. I've been hearing a few like comments about wish lists, and maybe they probably shouldn't exist. I don't see many people ever talk about like their wish list plants anymore. Like that kind of thing has died off as well. I do feel like the house plant, it had such a boom in lockdown, rightfully so. Like so many people joined the houseplant community during lockdown. Girl, I was already here. But anyway, and then I feel like it's having a bit of a recession? Could I say a recession? I have no idea if that's the right word or not. But it's not as like in demand as it once was, which is a shame. And I think that demand needs to be kept, because houseplants are amazing. They're wonderful. It's such a great way for people to do something for their mental health indoors if they don't want to go outside. Like, they're just so cool. And houseplants are amazing. There's so many varieties, types, all that kind of jazz. And I do feel like, yeah, there has been a little bit of a fall in the love for houseplants, with people, you know, not really giving, like, talking about wish list plants. But then there's always people who get into plants. It's really strange. It's a really strange place, I think, right now. And the burnout can be so strong for creating content with houseplants. I think it's because a lot of content these days is always about kind of shock factor or something, and it kind of involves money. Houseplants, you know, unbox with me. People love an unboxing. They do. They love an unboxing or a plant haul or this kind of stuff. But it's like that costs like a week's worth of rent or something these days. Like it's so expensive. And I think, you know, that kind of push for people to just spend to show off more plants. And I see a lot of like new plant influencers, right? I see them and they come in and they start, because they love houseplants, they love it so much, they start doing all of these big hauls. They start doing all these big plant hauls and spend a load of money on getting loads of plants. Let me show you my haul. And then then they'll hit a wall, because they're like, okay, I've actually got loads and loads now. I've got loads of houseplants. I can't afford to keep getting new plants to show you to have hauls. And I think very quickly nowadays, you just get hit with a wall with houseplants. I think you kind of get hit, like everybody's trying to speed run it, you know? And I think, you know, maybe we need to slow down a little bit. I don't know. I keep seeing loads of people like that, but maybe it's just me. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that with kind of houseplants and all that kind of stuff. But hopefully, and I'm sure they will have a resurgence. We just need the right people to keep the interest there. And maybe I can help do that. I mean, I'm trying to help do that. What am I to say? Yeah, I am trying to help do that. But I definitely have felt not as intensely enthusiastic about houseplants, which is really sad. You know, I do actually find that really sad. And I'm trying to get back into it. I used to be like on sites all the time, like looking for plants to buy and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I don't even do that much even anymore. So I'm trying to get back into that. And I think it's because of like how expensive everything is. You see what I mean? Like it kind of twists. It's like kind of done a weird twist. It's kind of straight, but it's not at the same time, but whatever. I think, yeah, because of the expense of plants and how expensive they are, the kind of enthusiasm to get them dwindles. For me, anyway. I wonder what everyone else thinks. But hopefully, that comes back, because that'd be nice. When I was, like, buying plants for the Malvern show, and I was, like, getting some plants I've always loved and thought about, oh, boy, was I excited. Oh, boy! I was so excited, and it was the best time ever, I tell you. If I felt that then, I'm sure I could feel like that again at some point. But anyway, I'm going to put this guy on here. Should I take off that? I'm going to take off that leaf. See, he's already like so far up this pole. It's ridiculous. Like that. If I was to do that, but he's kind of a little bit low-key bent, so I'm just going to keep it that way. It's funny how I was like, oh yeah, I'll sort out the panda, but there's now no room for it, and I've just sorted out a completely different syngonium. Oh well. At least one of them got sorted. I mean, I've been looking at this syngonium probably longer than the panda and thinking, okay, I actually need to do something about that, because that does not look good. Okay, girl. Okay, you are in. Let's put another little bit of string down here. Just to keep your little feeties attached. Okie dokie. There we go. Whoop. Again, I'm just using the same soil. A lot of people are going to be like, no. But you know what? You know, an airy mix or an aeroid is good enough for me. Also, you can't tell me what to do. You know? You cannot tell me what to do. I love getting it on the floor. It's just my absolute favourite, getting it on the floor. I love making soil go on the floor. This is why I hate repotting anything, because it just gets everywhere. And anyway, there we go. She is back on a pole. I hope you're happy about that, Queen. And it probably will. It grows really quickly. Syngoniums, which is really nice, but she's got some really pretty new leaves that are variegated still, like lovely variegation, which is fun. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video. I think if you want to listen to me yap, then you can check out another video where I yap. But if not, you know, there is something called a like and subscribe button. Hey! There's also something called Patreon. Whoa! There's also those kind of things. So, you know, if you could be a doll and hit some of those things up, which would be fantastic. But until next time, I will see you there, me lovers. Bye! Mwah!